Thanks for staying with us. It's still iBrand Daybreak, and it's time to delve into the personal finance segment with Charles Frakoha. We began the tips for financial bliss in marriage series on Friday, and we'll be concluding that today as well, talking about tips for financial bliss. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome on board.
Good morning. I can see that we're all in independence mood. Wow, this is nice.
It's close.
62 years is no joke.
Years. Wow, so that means Nigeria is even older than most of us. So.
Yeah, yes?
Well,
I see. But if Nigeria was a man or a woman, anyway, they say it's a woman, Abi. If it's a woman and I marry Nigeria, am I going to have financial bliss with Nigeria?
Well, that will depend on how...
you're the expert, so
that
tell
will
us.
depend on how financial, compatible you guys are in terms of fidelity.
Okay, I see. But you see, Nigeria as a country, we do budget every year. We have rolling plans, 5-year development plans and all that. And yet, look at where we are today. You will see that obviously now it is clear that Nigeria, we have not done our financial planning very well. That is the truth. What is our debt? I just saw another figure again. They said it's almost, is it 42 point something trillion
yes.
naira. And what is our revenue? So if I was the lending institution, obviously we don't have a good credit score. Because when you look at it, our income and the debt we are owing, we can't even pay. So what we do now is we just try to service the debt. Meanwhile, the debt is still there. And this government wants to leave. Well, I wish the incoming administration all the wisdom to know what to do. But it's obvious that Nigeria needs to see a financial therapist. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
That's why we have you.
Okay, so like you said, on Friday we started financial bliss in marriage. And we're able to lay the foundation, of an happy marriage. And I said there are so many things, that has happened, and some of us who are in such a situation, we don't even know. So when young people come to me, like I claimed last week, I'm an amateur marriage counselor because I got into the profession not because I wanted to, but because of the job I was doing. First of all, I asked them, there is a marriage fitness test. There are questions that I will ask them for them to answer. And based on their answer, I'll be able to know whether that marriage, is fit for two of them to go ahead, But we should not deceive ourselves. There is no perfect marriage because the two individuals are imperfect.
Yes.
And when you bring one imperfect, another imperfect, you get more imperfection. But marriage institution in itself is perfect.
Okay.
But the parties involved are imperfect. The only thing they can do is for them to improve, so that they can stay together. So we should not get scared about marriage. It's something like we are going to discuss now, to have financial bliss in this marriage. Is it possible? Of course, it is possible. All the lies and secrets we keep in marriage or any relationship, we should be very careful.
Okay.
Because no matter how smart you are, one day you will be caught. So it is better to work on your marriage and see that you are open, so each spouse can understand each other and see that they have come for a joint task. That's why I see a joint task. Two of them wants to achieve something. But if you think you will just come to marriage and you get all the bliss, no, you are in for a shocker.
Okay.
Most of the issues we have in marriage, maybe in terms of money, it is not the money per se. It's our relationship, attitude to that money. That's why you see couples quarrel. And I always advise them, when you say hard words to each other during argument about money, by the time you settle down, The money in the bank has not changed. It's still the same. But you have ruined your relationship. So we should be very calm and control our emotions. So today, let's go straight to having financial bliss in marriage. Yes, like we have said, it is possible, and it depends on the couples. Financial bliss, that does not mean that because it's a bliss, then there will be no problem at all. There will be problem. But the issue is each partner is ready to compromise. Each partner is ready to do what it takes. You need to first of all understand your partner's money habits. You need to understand. Like I said, most people plan their wedding very well, but they don't plan their marriage. They are two different things. They don't plan their marriage. In your wedding, you even go as far as knowing the type of dress, the tuxedo shoe, the what they call the best man will put on, the gown, the flower, even to the flower, the deck. We go to that extent. We plan the wedding. But when it comes to after the wedding, planning the marriage itself, how are we going to live together so that we achieve the goals we have set for ourselves? They don't plan that.
All right, we'll continue the conversation. We have to take a commercial break now. We'll be right back. All right, we're still talking financial bliss with the financial doctor himself, Charles Fakroha. So you are telling us how to achieve financial bliss, especially in marriage.
Yes, and any other relationship. But again, before we even begin to take those points one by one, money, that is the issue now. What is even the nature of money? Do we even know? Is it that's naira, 1,000 naira notes, that people fight for it? People worship it. People sacrifice for it. People kill for it. People do all sort of things for it. So if I take that 1,000 naira note or maybe 500 naira note or 100 naira note and I place it in front of an altar I've created and I begin to worship it, does it give that note any value? Money itself has no value. It is what we can exchange money for that gives us that value. Money is neutral. And that is how we are supposed to look at money. It is just what it can exchange for that makes it valuable. Apart from that, in fact, even this our naira, you go to some countries, you can't spend it. Even the so-called almighty dollar. In some countries, they will not want you to spend dollar. They will ask you, go and convert it to the local currency. So the kind of energy we give to this money is not supposed to be. Like we have said earlier, and of course the richest man in the Bible have told us, money should be our slave. So even in your marriage, money should be your slave, not the determining factor of your relationship. Because if you do that, you are in for a problem. So let's take the first tip. Give yourself a financial checkup. The two of you. If you want to have bliss in your marriage, before the marriage, as you are talking to counselors, you know, you are together.
At what point? Is it during courtship or at the very beginning, before you even enter courtship?
Once you know that, yes, you are going to get married, you know, then of course, two of you should begin to, you give yourself financial checkup. Try to understand his own money habit. You also understand our own money habit, so that you know, as you go along, you begin to understand each other. But like I said, it is our relationship with money that's causing the problem, not money itself. Because money is neutral. So if we have that kind of understanding, it is not even more money that you have. We've seen, in fact, I was saying something, yes, on Sunday, and they're even saying, the richest man, is Elon Musk now. He has issues with his marriage. He has had several marriages before. I was surprised. Is it money? So, what's the problem? So, relationship with money is very key. But you can see he has done so much. Even Bill Gates too, I think recently he divorced the wife. Was money the cause? So, we need to look at it very. So, give yourself financial checkup. That is the first. The two
So
couples.
how do you go about the financial
Yes,
checkup?
we have explained what is financial checkup here. You see a therapist. You look at savings. Look at your retirement planning, estate planning. You know, if you are owing debt, how to see that you pay down your debt, so that you don't get into the marriage. This person is carrying so much debt, you know, and of course, it will affect each couple. Because if you jointly want to apply for a mortgage, they will look at your credit score, and when they look at the two of you, say no. You know, so those are the kind of things you need to do first of all.
But do you advise couples having joint accounts or separate accounts?
We are coming to that. If it suits the couple. But the advice I normally give, yes, you can have a joint account for the family expenses, while each couple can go ahead and have their own separate account. So that once in a while, you know, when you want to, you know, maybe you say it is Friday, you want to move around with the boys or the girls as the case may be, you don't need to, you know, take from that joint family. Yes, you can just take from that your own personal account and you go ahead. Again, is that not something a little bit crazy? If you love your job so much, then on a Friday you are running away from the office because you feel you want to go and cool off. But if you love your job so much, then you should also be catching fun while you are working. But majority of us today, it is obvious, we don't like our job.
No, but even if you love your job, you want to let off some steam. Sometimes just hanging out with friends and family. You might not have
do that while
opportunity. You might, your friends and family, you don't work with your friends and family.
Okay.
You don't have to have friends at work. You have colleagues at work. But out there, you have families, you have siblings,
You spend how many hours in your work?
It doesn't make them your family. It doesn't make them your friends.
Your work people, your mates, are your family. Because you spend more time here.
Well, it depends on what you call family.
Okay.
Different people have different work relationships.
Yes,
so I can work
that.
with you 10 hours a day and still not have any form of relationship aside work relationship with you. And that's the way it should be, in my opinion.
How are you going to enjoy that
So that you don't bring
when you don't connect with your mates, you don't connect with your co-workers.
Connection is relative.
Exactly. You can work with someone without having any form of sentiment or any form of attachment when it comes to family and all of that. It even helps the work better, so that you don't bring in sentiment, you don't bring in all manner of emotional attachment into it, so that you get the job done.
Okay, so when you are coming to work, you keep your emotions at the...
You don't have to keep your emotions. I know we're taking this
anyway,
discussion.
What we are saying is, if you love your job, you don't need to work any other day again. Because when you come, it's fun for you.
Okay.
It's fun. So Friday will just be an addition. Let me agree with you. Okay. That Friday from just be an addition to the fun you'll be getting from Monday to Friday.
Okay.
Exactly.
No, but even if you say your family are at work, what about your husband, your wife, your children, your cousins, and all the other?
You will continue the fun when you get home now.
Okay,
let's get, yeah. Understand your partner's debt. Yes, as your partner is owing, maybe they took loan while going to the university. You know, there are some cases like that, you know, and they need to pay back after they have graduated. You need to understand that. Or whether there are other debts they have taken before. So you need to understand your partner's debt, because it is very, very key in terms of your mortgage.
Okay.
Yes, I had something to do with a mortgage bank. I consulted for them, and each time we want to give people mortgage, we go and check their credit history, and we encourage couples to have. We are staying in the same house. Two of you want to own the house, you know. So it's good that it is joint. You look at your own income, look at the husband's income. It's easy for two of them, you know. And if they see that the credit score of one person is somehow, then it becomes a problem. So you need to understand your partner's debt. Then you also need to save for the wedding and beyond. Okay. You need to save for the wedding. Yes, you need to save. Like you said, you just started dating, you have agreed, you know, there is love and all that. But what we see happen is one spouse or one partner who want to wait for the other person to foot the bill. No.
And in a country like Nigeria, where we like society weddings, and then in the end you get to the marriage and start suffering or drinking gari.
Well, even during the year is even better. They have nothing to it. But again, you see, you should not follow the Joneses when you are planning your wedding. You should look at your budget. Look at where you are coming from. Don't say because this person has 5,000 guests, then you want to have 1,000 guests. I even see somebody who even put their wedding on a Friday. And I said, why? He said, well, they want to reduce the crowd.
Yeah, people are going beyond the conventional
exactly.
now. You have weddings on Mondays.
Exactly. After that, they are married. And they are having children. Nobody will go and look at and say, okay, no, you didn't do your wedding on the Saturday. So we need to, all these are part of financial planning. Then you need to create a budget you both can live on. You need to create a budget. Two of you will sit down. This is even before the wedding. You need to create a budget. Having a family is not a child's play, because children will start coming. I know the cost of taking care of a newborn baby is also, these are things you need to know in advance.
But all of these sound interesting. But we know that even marriages break off on the wedding day. We see.
Exactly.
So after making all of this plan, what eventually, if eventually you don't get married?
Yes, you get married and it falls off within, the wheels fall off within, a year of marriage.
Yes, I even said
put all the plans.
Yes, I even said yesterday that I have heard about a wedding that lasted for 3 hours. Immediately after the ceremony, before they got home, the wedding has scattered.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, which shows that there were no preparations. There were no planning.
Okay.
They were just basically maybe planning for the wedding that day. They were not planning for the marriage. They are two different things. And what we see today, most people get wedded on the Saturday or any other day they have chosen. But they are not married. They are two different things. So that marriage, you should be planning it. The wedding is just one day ceremony. And after that, that is when the real work begins. And that is the marriage. So if you don't plan all these things, then it becomes a problem. Like on a lighter mood, somebody was saying, if I want to buy something, I will test it before I buy. I don't know what she was talking about, But we are saying this is all part of planning. You just need to continue to plan, understand each other, and finances is very important. So if you have planned, and of course at the end of the day, there are issues, of course, maybe it wasn't meant to happen. Even
if your finances are involved?
Of course. It's not only finance that is in marriage. There are other things that will.
No, because we're talking about financial bliss now. What if you've already made the plans? You've said, okay, we're putting this money here, we're putting this, and your money is already involved, and then everything falls apart.
Yes, what can you do? It's gone, it's gone. And if there are other legal ways you can retrieve to retrieve whatever, of course. It's not a do or die. I feel like I said on Friday, there are several persons with the same qualities and trait that suits you. It's not only one person.
Okay.
Yes, there are several, so many of them that suits you. So don't say this person is the only person for me. Without this person, we know it is not possible. Because we have seen cases, the wife will say, my husband is late, so I will die with him. I say, okay, no problem. And somebody wanted to push her inside the grave, she jumped. So you can say that we can live without persons. Yes, the next one is decide who manages what.
Okay.
If you know that your spouse, maybe the man, is good at certain areas, he should manage it. And you too, if you are good at managing household budgets, you also manage it. For me personally, when it comes to household budgets, I am zero. Yes, I am zero. So my spouse should be able to manage it. My own duty is, okay, maybe I provide fund. Of course, she also provides the fund. But I know that she has that skill of managing the budget. So you allow her to do that. I also have the skill of saying that the bank accounts, the investments and everything, repairing of the car, and all that, I'm good at that. So you agree who manages what, depending on what the person wants to do.
Financial responsibility.
Yes.
I think we'll just have to leave it there because of time constraints. Thank you so much for enlightening us again, Charles Fakroha, business analyst and stockbroker.
Yes, thank you. Maybe when we meet by His grace, we'll be looking at after the big day, after we have wedded, what happens. But before I go, I'll use the same quote I used on Friday.
Okay.
Yes. If you get married to a monkey because of his wealth, when the wealth goes, the monkey remains.
All right, thank you for your time. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll delve into sports. Please stay with us.